Hello, guys. Welcome once again to our channel. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hi, guys. Welcome once again. Sorry. So today we're going to be talking about Love and Marriage Detroit, the new season, the episode one, and also talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we're gonna start with Love and Marriage Detroit. Firstly, what was your opinion about the whole show on Love and Marriage Detroit?
Oh my goodness. It was just a lot going on. I mean, you got these, what is it, three couples?
Yeah.
Yeah, three couples. It's like which was cool because I was like, oh wow. These are like people with a destination, people who are doing things, movers and shakers of Detroit. And as we
Yeah.
start going, I was like, okay, beautiful people, beautiful looking crew, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I was looking and I was like, wow, as the plots you can see the conversation. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good one.
Okay.
That's what I felt like. It's gonna be good.
I did like it because as of now they still have substance, they still have storyline. We're
Yeah.
still going to be expecting a lot. So I did enjoy it for the
Mhm.
like okay, it's a new show, I enjoyed it. But I just have a lot of things. Now let's dive into the lot of things I was talking about. Firstly, we have three couples. We have Kobe and Russell.
Mhm.
We also have, okay, sorry. We have Latoya and Anthony.
Mhm.
And we also have Christine and Brandon.
Mhm.
Now, um, Russell and Kobe, they like I love them. They're a young couple. They have a kid. They're like, as in, I think amongst all the couples, I'm tending to lean towards the both of them because I don't know. I just have this initial likeness for them, seeing them on my screen. So I just have this little bit of love for Russell and Kobe. Why for okay? Firstly, which of the couples for now like you feel like you are going to be more gravitated to, like you're going to be more drawn to between the three couples?
Um, I think I would say Latoya and Anthony, maybe. You know, only reason why. Okay, Latoya, you can already tell she's a boss. Okay, and she's not going for whatever your mind had, for the family. She already has things set. She's an attorney, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so she already has things, planned according to how things are gonna flow. You know what I'm saying? And he's just
yeah,
like, it seems like he tried to kind of do his own little plays, and she was like, no, no, I will end this immediately if you don't get back. You know, she put her foot down. I like that. You know what I'm saying? She's not for the
yeah.
okey doke. So I like them. I like them.
Okay, okay. So as we're talking about the couples, I said I love. You said you love Latoya and Anthony, and I love
Mhm.
Brandon and sorry what's their name again? As their name is confusing. Russell and Kobe.
Mhm.
Um, Now I want to go to the dynamics of this whole show.
Okay.
You could literally notice if you watch the episode, you would notice a lot of things that was going on, especially when they had this first gathering. I'm gonna tell you, watching this first gathering literally gave me a, it almost gave me a heart attack. I literally felt like going into my screen, like beating up this man. I
Mhm.
thought I had seen the worst on Love and Marriage Huntsville about guys, but watching the show,
Mhm.
I was like, "Man, no, 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 no. I don't know who is worse between these guys and the guys on
Mhm.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because the things they were saying on this gathering, imagine you saying that, oh, that you don't ask permission, you tell. What is the meaning of you don't ask permission, you tell? Like that was and this that statement was so annoying. The way they were like, oh, I don't always ask permission. Why won't you ask permission from your wife? Literally, what is there in asking permission from your wife? And you're like, oh, I don't ask for permission. I just tell her, and she needs to understand. And especially this Anthony guy raising up for men's movement, men has to be heard to, men got to be loved to. And I'm like, shut up. You don't say, like literally that's what I was thinking. I said you don't say that when you literally are not doing it in the right way. I will understand if you're coming from a different perspective. What you're coming from a perspective of, I'm not gonna my wife's feelings doesn't matter. If I want to be somewhere, I will be there.
Right. You
It
know,
doesn't make your wife's feeling actually matters. So the fact that he was trying to tell, and the other guys, both Brandon, especially him and Brandon, were like, oh, I don't like telling my wife. I don't ask for permissions. I just tell them, and that is it. Like it was like a mixture of Martell and Marsau stayed together in a pot, and they bred this group of men.
yeah, that little garden scene, I was just kind of like, I kind of choked a little bit, you know. I was like, okay, you don't ask permission. So your and told you bring your butt back or else it's done. Okay, so yeah, you did, and you like that new saying they say, F around and find out. He found out that he wasn't running nothing. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's really hilarious, because men, when they get together, some of them act just like women. They talk, 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 talk. But as soon as they get in front of that woman, especially if it's a no nonsense woman, they calm that stuff down, and then they kind of like, hey, you wasn't supposed to say that. Oh, you would, you're giving up too much information. You know, I just thought that was just kind of hilarious as I was listening to it. And then as things started to unfold, I was like, I already know who the boss is, and it ain't you, and it did kind of remind me of Love in Huntsville, you know, as far as what's his name? The
Scott.
no the young guy that's on there with the really pretty wife. He's a music producer. Yeah,
On Huntsville.
no, on Detroit. Soon as I knew, uh, once I get his name, I'm not gonna forget. But as soon as I seen his little scene, I can
Oh,
already figure
Brandon.
Brandon. I already
Yeah.
figured him out. I already figured him out, you know, and I already knew it was up to no good before his wife even said there was a little incident, with another chick. I already knew, you know, him not
Yeah.
coming home late or not at all. Like, girl, please, who's gonna deal with that? So all I can say is these women, they need to like step into their own. You know what I'm saying? And quit playing these games, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I already knew what he was about, and I had to kind of laugh because I was right, and it did remind me of Huntsville. Yes, it did, because
Yeah.
it's always one guy that's in a group who think he's the flyest. You know what I'm saying? He think he's,
Exactly.
yeah. You know, his head gets big. You know, a few girls say, "Oh, you're cute." Woo, woo, woo. You know, you might have dressed nice, have a nice car, nice jewelry, whatever it may be. You know, but you know, if you're a piece of crap, you're a piece of crap at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't dig through crap and think you're gonna find a diamond because you're not.
They what even pissed me off? Do you remember the time that he called his wife? His wife called him.
Yeah.
Brandon, that is, his wife called him when he was in the studio and was like, "When are you coming home?" That call irritated me to the core.
Hmm.
The way he was dismissive, insultive, he had no respect for his wife's feeling. And he was like, you are getting me off my zone. You're getting me off my. What fucked up zone are you on?
Yeah,
What fucked up zone that are you on that um, your wife is calling you and you are telling her that, oh, you're getting me off my zone. And it was so upsetting that he has done it so bad that she was even like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't want to get you off your zone. Like, he has done it so bad that she has become so insecure in that fact.
yeah,
She has
you know,
lost her security in the marriage, and it's your fucking fault.
yeah, that's
Nobody else's. And the fact that you are now, after making her lose her security in the marriage, you are now gaslighting her to make it look as if um she is just,
like she's
at the end of the day
bothering
they will
you.
say, oh, she's a nagging wife. They are nagging wives. You made your wife a nagging wife.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
she didn't just she didn't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I feel like nagging my husband. I feel like always making trouble for my husband. You made your wife like that, and he having the effort to say, you always do this. I come home and you don't give me respect. And I love the response she gave him. You only get respect when you get home, when we even see you. You can't demand respect when you are wherever you are and
right.
you're demanding respect. You will get your respect when you are home.
Yeah, and
And
respect
he,
is earned. It's not just
exactly.
it's not just given. It's earned. You know, a marriage is a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, I'm not the one to play around. I'm the one who ends it. You know what I'm saying? I don't play.
Yeah.
I don't play around with relationships. You know, I'll end it. You know.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, how you doing, babe?
Hi,
Hey.
gorgeous.
Hi, baby.
This is a mess.
Yeah.
I am, like she said, when she called her husband and he was in that studio,
Mm-hmm.
the way he responded, my thing is this. Okay, you already doing little stuff that I done spoke to you about that I told you was a problem to me, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you continuously do the things. So I'm supposed to just never say nothing and just let you come in and out when you want, do what you want. I ain't supposed to say nothing. And when I say something, you want to say that I'm being a nuisance or make me feel like I'm a nag or a problem.
Yeah.
That's reverse psychology.
Yeah.
That's manipulation. That's gaslighting.
At the fullest. At the fullest. I totally agree.
When I was coming up, I don't remember seeing so many weak women like that, weak-minded women like that. Honestly, I mean, I know they're there because obviously, but it's just so blatant nowadays, just right out in your face.
Yeah, I think it is like, when you get into that love zone, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And you start just be like, huh, take my heart, huh, take this from me. You're giving him everything. That's what I call your power. One thing, I, I'm gonna always love me more than I love anybody else. One
Hmm.
thing my dad used to say is no me, no nothing.
Hmm.
Meaning that if you're not here living, what you got?
Hmm.
Nothing.
Hmm.
You know, I'm the beginning and I'm the end of all.
Hmm.
And that's how I feel about myself. If I'm not gonna feel that way about myself, who is?
It's just really, I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to watch it, but if it continues to be, I was online trying to look up every address, every phone number for Oprah Winfrey, every email, because I want to just write and ask a simple question. I ain't being all crazy and nothing like that, because I'm not like one of them, fanatics or nothing. But I just really want to ask a question, knowing what you stand for.
Mm,
How can you have a man on under your name, under that umbrella, getting a check under their own network?
right.
How can you have him representing or being on your show when he has abused his ex-wife verbally and mentally that we know of, and he also threatened her for our tape? How do you handle a situation like that on your workplace? I
Right.
want to know, because I know if it was any other job, he would have been fired.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So I want to, like a lot of people been doing lately to Oprah, put her foot to the fire. Want her to answer that question and say it to the world, how she just really don't care. I
Hmm.
want her to say it, because I don't get why this is going on. And you
Yeah.
want people to support you, Oprah?
Yeah.
I don't like Oprah no more. I don't like her.
Yeah. Well, I had my thing with Oprah years ago when I emailed her on some personal stuff that would have kind of brightened my horizons. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I never heard anything. And I was like, well, wait a minute.
I
You
did
know,
that too.
yeah, I just kept doing it. I kept sending emails, and
Not even an answer.
nothing, honey. And I was
I
like,
asked her when she did
I'm
that
done.
that school in Africa. I wrote her and asked her. I said, I got a disabled vet husband. I have a son, but we're struggling. Can
Right,
you support him in a can you sponsor him in a sports camp?
right,
Because I know writing that off is nothing to them, right?
right.
I didn't get an answer neither.
Yeah. See, I was trying to get an attorney for will and trust.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
this is something that's been going on.
And they're
Oh,
expensive.
well, I'm just saying there's something that's been going on in my family for over like 40, 50 years, maybe about 50,
Wow.
50 years. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is so much money in suspense. And I'm like, hey, let's figure this out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and all I needed was an attorney that wasn't gonna try and go up in me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And
But
not even a response.
nothing.
That's
And
disheartening.
I was like from one woman to another, one
Yeah.
dark skinned woman to another, like
Mm-hmm.
this, hey, just shoot me out a number. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
asking for no favors. I can do my own talking,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
That
That's
would have
like
been nothing to her. You talk about doing things for other countries and this and that.
well,
Oprah
yeah,
ain't right, yo.
well, yeah, I don't mess with Oprah.
Nope. But I'm really, I don't get that they keep putting shows on back to back with so much venom and abuse in it.
Yeah.
Exactly, and the fact that they allow what actually is annoying is that you name the show again, Love and Marriage, Detroit, and we already seen in the this one is even first episode. We already seen dysfunctional families, couples, a family that he has already cheated before, and he's not even acting remorseful, and
Mm,
he's like doing the same thing that made him cheat before, without even considerate of the wife's feelings, that she said, okay, fine, I forgive you, let's see how this work, which you've
right.
already made her down mentally. She has not gotten to the place she is like, okay, I'm secured in this marriage, but you're still doing things, saying things that are not right.
Hmm.
I'm like, whosoever told my to pick this set of men literally made the biggest mistake. I'm
Didn't
saying it.
you do that?
Oh,
I,
you
I
didn't
don't
watch
know.
it?
No, I said, didn't Carlos pick that set of people?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. I'm saying I don't know whether he did pick them himself or
Oh,
had
he did.
someone had to
He said
scout
it. He
them.
said he went
But
back to his hometown and he
Mm-hmm.
handpicked.
Mm-hmm.
that means he's a very misogynistic person. Because if you
Oh
sat
yeah,
down,
along with
saw
the
those
other
three,
things.
saw those three things,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I said three things, three people, and picked them and decided that they were the ones that were the best for the show, that means you have a problem. Because I would not look at those three couples and say, oh, this is a very good opportunity to teach the younger ones what marriage should be about. Because I watching the show, do you know what I take away from love and marriage in general? I always tell myself the
High
only thing I
blood
take away from
pressure.
this is that this is the only lesson that love and marriage teaches me is these are the mistakes I shouldn't make when I'm choosing a man for myself. These are the signs when I see in the man I should run because there are greater consequences if you stick with this kind of man. It has stopped. That is the only thing. I went into love and marriage thinking, okay, I'm going to see fluffy marriages, how marriages should be, how conflicts are being resolved in a marriage, how they go about their businesses together as a couple. That is what I thought love and marriage would be about. But I'm coming to love and marriage, seeing toxic couples, seeing people acting like the world revolves around them, literally being big time fools. Did you guys see the part where they were in his 11 years anniversary where they were in the lavender garden and he never have told his wife that he had signed in a new female artist, and the other lady literally said it out. I understand that she didn't know that he never told his wife, but the way he was still gaslighting the issue, like I wanted to tell you in a different, when I wanted to find a good opportunity. What effing opportunity were you looking for?
But
You
when you
you cheated.
walked in the house after you signed her and said, "Hey, babe, I signed the new artist."
Exactly, because you cheated with somebody that was an artist before, signed to you, a female. She was even downplaying it. She said emotional cheating. Me, I know that it was more than that. They were literally sleeping with each other. She was just trying to protect your image. And you signed another female artist, who is also younger looking than your wife. And
Mm-hmm.
you decided that okay, I'm going to look for a good opportunity to tell her. Meanwhile, you have been in the studio with her all for long hours. When did you think was going to be the right, my question I kept on saying was, when did you think was going to be the right opportunity to say, okay, babe, I literally signed a new female artist. I don't want you to get upset. We know we had our issues with that. When did you think was the right time to say, I did this?
Well, I think he was just going to hide it as long as he could. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want it to get out like that. That's why he looked at Russell like, dude, what you doing? you know? And I was like, when she called, he acted like he was so aggravated and like he didn't have time to speak pleasantly to someone who he loves. You know what I'm saying? But then the camera shifted at her body, and I was like, oh, that's what he's sitting there looking at. You know what I'm saying? And why? And yeah, he's bothered because she's bothering him. I didn't like that. It kind of pissed me off. you know and I was like, why did she even pick him as a mate? He's a playmate. You know what I'm saying? For one,
Yeah.
I bet he spends more time in the mirror than she does. I hate men like that take longer to get ready than me. you know I don't mess with them. you know so yeah, I just didn't appreciate what he had to bring. You know
And
what
the
I'm
fact that he had to watch his wife cry in their 11th months, 11 years anniversary, and he sat down. The only thing he took away from that was that he was accosting the other lady, Russell's wife, for
saying?
saying it out there. She didn't know. In her senses, you already told your wife. The only thing I faulted her was that she shouldn't have pushed more after finding out that he didn't tell her. The only thing I was like, it was wrong when she kept on pushing on the matter. I'm like, oh, why did you not tell your wife? I felt like that was becoming too much. But blaming her for saying it out, I would have also thought that you told your wife.
Yeah,
And the fact that he walked out instead of trying to resolve and see your wife crying, trying to resolve it, and you're walking out.
yeah. He might as well ran. You know what I'm saying? Because he got on, didn't he? And I was looking at him like, oh my God, somebody need to stick their foot out and trip his ass. You know what I'm saying? Throw a rock and hit him in the back of his head. You know what I'm saying? Like, how
He
you gonna walk away? If anything, he should have been getting up, grabbing her by the hand, and trying to explain, not walking away. You know, I hate men that walk away. You know what I'm saying? Explain yourself, you know, or better yet, take this ring because I don't de-wed, you know?
the walking away was enough reason for me to say this guy is guilty. And did you
Yeah,
see the way the female artist was looking herself in the mirror? She looked like I might be coming for this man. She doesn't look like an innocent person. And your wife has the right to be annoyed. You've literally cheated on her with another artist. Like the
right.
guys.
Then we hear the girl sing a little bit. Uh,
Yeah,
you,
she did
I,
sing.
yeah, I didn't even like what she sound like. Like, how could you sign her? Like, what are you signing?
And,
You know?
and the way he was like, when and the fact that Anthony and the other guys were like kind of supporting him until they found out that he had cheated before. They didn't have that information before because
Mm,
Anthony was like, oh, these guys bringing his misogynistic tendencies out,
mm,
and until he heard that he cheated before. I think they were talking about going to club even if their wife don't want them to go to clubs. And I'm
mm.
like, Brandon was like, if I want to go to the club, I want to go to the club. And I'm like, why would you want to go to the club? Why would you want to go and tell your wife I want to go to the club when you cheated? Common sense will tell you, I need to do things to make my wife. The first priority that he should have is, I want to do things to make my wife secured enough
Right.
to believe that if I tell her I am here, she knows that I'm here. If I tell her that I'm with this person, she knows I am this. That should be your first thing to do after being caught cheating.
Yeah.
But no, you want to talk about how you want to go to Vegas if you want to go to Vegas. You want to talk about how you want to go to the club if you want to go to the club. You want to talk about how you want to sign a lady if you want to sign a lady.
Yeah. He needs to be single. You know, he sounds like a single man.
He's single.
Yeah, with
I
all
think
those
he's tired
wants.
of her.
You know, with all those wants, he sounds like he wants to be single. You know, and
Yes.
he's gonna put her back up against the wall to, hey, she's not gonna have no choice but to let him
I
be single.
I said this, I said, this show is literally looking like Love and Marriage Huntsville again.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw these couples, we saw Melody and Martell do the same journey,
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up where they are now. Now
Yeah.
they are showing us this couple. I I said it, I went on a thread on Twitter and I said I would bet everything that that couple, in short, most of the couples on this show will not last for a long period, especially with the eye of the public now on them.
Yeah.
A lot of things will get exposed now. We might get to see more side chicks that we never knew were there before come out
Oh yeah. Oh
because
yeah.
of the
They're
public
everywhere.
eyes are now on them.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Believe me, there's side chicks everywhere. Even when you're not in the public eye, there's always a side chick waiting. You know.
And almost all these side chicks always wait until you're popular. They know that the people love you. They'll not be like, okay, I want to come out. I want to be known to be associated to this person. So I feel like a lot of things are going to come out, and I'm literally.
Yeah, but no, there's side chicks everywhere. Trust. I know. There's side chicks everywhere. They be lurking, girl. They be at Walmart. They be at the mall. You know, they be checking their mailbox. It's a side chick everywhere. And I look at it like this. You feel like you can take him.
Yeah.
I, I got other things to do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I
But
value me. I'm enough. And if you ever feel that I'm not enough, step. I ain't got time for
and I feel sad that Carlos thinks that this is what we want for Love and Marriage, the Love and Marriage franchise. I feel sad that this is what he thinks we want.
No,
That we want
I would actually want to see some people in love doing some real stuff, not cheating on each other, devoting themselves
exactly.
to each other. You know, show me some real movers and shakers. You know what I'm saying? Some black people I'm looking at TV to be proud of. Like, oh, they doing it. Where was that place again? Hold on. Let me Google it. See how much, it is to stay there in case I, ever get it together where I could stay there. You know what I'm saying? I want to see people travel. I want to see how they do their business. What is their business? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That
Yeah.
is what I want to see on the show. Not this kumbaya nonsense that is literally going on. I watched the whole show and I
Mhm.
was like, my God, what is going on?
Yeah, I
Is
hate
this
to
what
see
I'm
women
gonna
get hurt.
if if not because I want to be talking about the show, commenting about the show, I literally would drop it for my own sanity.
Hmm.
Because it seems like when I watch I don't know whether you watched the preview for the season, it seems like it's gonna go downhill.
Left. Yeah.
It is going to go
It's left.
downhill. And I'm like, I'm still dealing with all the trash from Huntsville, then to come and
Mhm.
see another one in Detroit. Wow,
Yeah, I
that
just hate
is
to see.
something.
Yeah, I hate to see women get hurt and played.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like, wake the fuck up. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
I
get
I
it. I don't
I,
get.
I think Carlos has to be changed. That guy needs to be either fired or removed. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a poor choice in character. Or maybe that's the character he's looking for.
I'm telling you, he has a very poor choice in character, poor choice in taste. And did you watch the when he was, he was the one that did the intro. He was like, "Oh, these very fine men." I'm like, did he choose the men because they are attractive to him?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's the second time I done heard that, but okay, yeah, all right. You know.
because the way he did the introduction, was like, "Oh, very fine men." I was like, literally, he chose these men because they looked attractive to him.
Mm.
We are not here for what's attractive to you. We're here to watch a show. You say a show is titled like this. I want to watch a show based on those things. Don't come and sell something else to me while you are titling it something else. It doesn't make sense.
Right, right.
It's, title it what you instead change the show to messy marriages and their issues. I will understand.
Hmm.
I would know that that's what I'm watching. But don't tell me love and marriage. And I'm watching and I'm like, what's the lesson on the marriage in everything? Like, what am I learning in marriage that all men are like? Somebody said earlier on in a panel I was earlier on. The person said this show is actually making people run away from black men.
Yeah. Hey, the only thing I notice is everybody on Love and Marriage, sooner or later, they're like loveless. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why
Yeah.
they end up like that is because the marriages weren't strong to begin with, because they niggas had something to hide. You know what I'm saying? If you got something to hide, why are you coming on national TV? Oh, for the fame, for the money. Because you feel like you got a weak woman, and
Yeah.
yeah, you gonna hurt her heart, but you gonna make her feel better about her broken heart later. You know, that's bull. You know. But I noticed they all get divorces sooner or later. They all split. You know.
Yeah, they all slits.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm literally scared of.
Yeah.
Because being in the public eye is one thing. Your marriage being dysfunctional is one thing. Then being in the public eye is another thing. And
Right.
mixing those two things together when your marriage is not on standard ground, then you mix it being in the public eye is a recipe for disaster.
Right.
It never ends well because a lot of things will start coming in perspective. If you watch when we watched Love and Marriage this day and we saw the way Chris Samuel and Monique Samuel was, we knew that there was this shift in the relationship, even if they were trying to deny it. The viewers are not blind.
Right.
That's the thing they tend to forget, that we are not blind, we see things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we notice, and because of we are so, as we're sitting down in our rooms, but by the time we're watching these shows we don't have any other thing doing, so all our senses are on that show. We are watching with every sense, even with the minute thing that you would expect us not to notice, we would notice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I picked up on Brandon. As soon as I seen him in the studio, I was like, well, what's going on? Then I seen the chick and I was like, oh, this don't look good. It don't look good. Because see, right then, I would have been kind of like upset that that was my dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, and if you've had that problem before, then how come you're not signing male artists to please your woman? You know, men could sing too. You know,
exactly.
yeah, you know,
Exactly. Well, he looks like someone that doesn't care about his wife's feelings, so I'm not even going to be bothered about him. But
right,
I know that this show, a lot of people have literally said they might not be watching it because it already looks as if it's going to be another toxic show.
yeah,
But
yeah,
for me, I'm going to give it the benefits till the season ends. Let me see how they are going to turn out. I just don't want to die down now. I want to give them benefit of the doubt till the
right,
season
right,
ends.
right. But you seen when they were having that actual men's meeting, they called Marsau to come and
Oh,
speak.
wow. Oh, jeez.
I was like, what the heck?
What? Oh,
The,
oh.
the Mr.
That's why I said
Manipulator. Yeah, they
this
invited
this
Mr.
this show
Manipulator.
is going to
Yeah.
be a messy one. Messy. If you thought Love and Marriage Huntsville was messy,
Hmm.
this is going to be messier. When I
Yeah.
saw Marcel there and the men were there, literally, they were if they were in a corpse. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, male liberation. I was like, no, 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 no. And something else occurred to me then. I said, if Marcel could be here talking about male liberation, what the hell is Latisha doing? Because I prefer these ladies in Love and Marriage Detroit because they have more self-respect for themselves than Latisha does. They stand up for themselves more than Latisha does. You can see how they were like trying to counter whatever their husbands are saying. But Latisha doesn't do that. And I'm like, if he's someone called to come and be like a spokesperson for that organization, like for him to come as a spokesperson, man. Latisha is in the world of hurt. I don't know what
Yeah.
she's doing in that marriage, but she needs to leave.
I don't know, but you know what? They look at him like some kind of little king or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh, we invited him to speak to us. Like, what kind of information can he give y'all besides how to fool your woman? how to keep her in the dark, how to put her up on the shelf and turn the lights out. Like what can he teach them besides how to manipulate? So I didn't really get all
Mhm.
that, you know, and I was like, oh, this is about to be really, really tacky, you know.
But
It's like,
we're gonna see how that will play out. I want to see exactly what he has to say or
yeah.
what advice he has to give,
Mm.
because that is certainly one person I won't be taking advice from.
Uh, yeah, and like you said, I'm pretty sure a lot of women do watch this show on what not to do, you know,
Yeah.
and that's all you can take away from it. I take it and apply it, you know, because these jokers out here, I swear, girl, nobody has time for that, you know.
Huh?
And if you make
Mhm.
time for it, and then there's something wrong with you, you should go get a second job. you know,
Mhm.
serious.
Exactly. Oh, let's dive into love and marriage Huntsville. Let's dive into love and marriage Huntsville. I'm trying to look for the picture. Um, okay. I wanted us to talk about what's her name? Stormi. They continued with Stormi's storyline in this episode. And I mostly because they didn't really have anything going on. We know that the storyline for me, I felt it was fake. But I don't know, this conversation here, I felt a certain way that the husband was not in this conversation. He didn't feel like somebody that was into is like when you see a husband and wife talking, you would notice the husband is into the conversation. It felt as if his mind was miles away from this conversation. And when she started tearing up, I was like, excuse me, please, what's this water work for? I don't understand why you're tearing up.
Right.
Like it was so unnecessary. And I feel like certain dynamics between Stormi and her husband. I don't know if it's only me that is feeling it, but I feel a certain way about their relationship.
Yeah, I think he's just basically over all of that family dysfunction. You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
he's actually over it, and he's probably done seen her cry so many times, over her friendships, now her mother and her auntie and her cousin, so I think he's just basically over it, you know like how many more tears you gonna cry about this, you know
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. But I
so
just feel like he should stop the tears. I'm literally tired.
yeah, yeah,
I'm tired of the tears.
yeah,
But
because
I feel like
he seemed disconnected.
mhm. But I feel like she doesn't have a storyline. Like I could do without them on the show, literally.
Yeah,
I could do without them. They should bring in another couple. I could do without them on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
right,
Literally.
right.
But let's go into the main thing. We had Martell in this episode going to see his therapist, court appointed therapist. But did you notice the way he was talking about, oh, Melody puts the kids in therapy? The way he sounded as if it was a bad thing that she puts the kids in therapy. I
Well,
was like, what kind of tone was he using when he was saying Melody put the kids in therapy?
yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for him, would they need therapy?
Please help me ask him. Like, I
you
was
know
like, guy,
like they would need therapy if you wasn't trying to sleep with everybody in town that looked halfway decent. You know what I'm saying? Your kids wouldn't need
yeah.
therapy. And then didn't on the other show the girl said that the judge put all that in place and said that even
Mm-hmm.
Martell had to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and Melody didn't do it. The judge just seen so much dysfunction and just said, hey, you know what? I'm pretty sure the kids probably need this. And Martell, you definitely need to go. you know,
Yeah.
because he's disturbed. You can't own people, Martell. You just can't own them.
I'm telling you, do you know that during the therapy section, I was listening to Martell and I kept on shaking my head. I was like, this guy is delusional. The way he commands respect
Yeah,
is out of this world. The
yeah,
way he was like, if people don't give me what I want, if people don't do what I want, it pisses me off. I want to cuss stuff out. And I'm
yeah.
like, this life is 50-50. You can't
Yeah.
expect people to give you what you want without you giving them something back.
Well, I mean,
You expecting them to give it. And the way he called out his mom, this guy literally has no respect for nobody.
no, not women. Definitely not. You know, because he blames his mother for not opening up her mouth and having his back. Like, dude, okay, you have a lot of issues, Martell, and
A
you need.
lot of issues. Imagine him talking about babysitters when he blamed Melody of having babysitters, talking about the babysitters did not come and I got pissed off. Remember, he's saying that he's capable of taking care of the kids without somebody else watching them. So why would you be pissed off at a babysitter? You were clearly boasting that you were strong enough to take care of your kids
Yeah,
without
babysit.
anybody.
Yeah,
So when
exactly.
I heard him say the babysitter fucked me up and didn't show up and I felt pissed and I was like, why would you need a babysitter? You literally have been claiming online saying that Melody doesn't have time for herself, but you are capable, you are always there, you're always available. But now you're telling me you need a babysitter?
Yeah, but what I didn't like is when he said he be doing things and buying things for his mother, and then his mother wants to back out on him on babysitting. And, those are not your mama's kids. Those are your kids, bruh.
Exactly.
You
They
know?
are your kids. Your mother had already has her own kids and
Yeah,
taking care of them.
exactly.
This is the time for her to relax.
Yeah, exactly. So that kind of made me mad. Like, oh, he got nerves. You know what I'm saying? And what are you doing that's so damn important? You need a babysitter.
Please help me.
Take your kids with you. Do that on the weeks when you don't have them.
I
You know?
literally wish I was shaking my head during that therapy section. I said, this guy has serious problems.
Yeah, he does. Bless his heart,
For
but
it
hopefully
for it
he'll.
to be translating to his mom, to his mom.
Yeah, it just showed me that he is not a respectful person. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
not. And his ego is up above, beyond.
Yeah, yeah.
And his ego is too big that he believes that you should not look at him and disrespect him. That's his problem. He thinks he's that fine. Like, what's so handsome about this guy that you see him and be like, oh, I find it. Is it his tight skin um suits he's always putting on and his shaved off head or his muscled hands? I don't find him attractive. So I don't know why he thinks he's God and everybody should bow before him.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I also think it's the way his mom brought him up. I'm sorry. I think the mom made him believe that he's everything, and the way she handled Melody's case, the way she was always talking down on Melody and always praising her son, even when she knew her son was wrong. I
right,
feel like she made him believe that I'm above everything.
right.
I should get whatever I need or whosoever I need.
Or you know what? Maybe he was the type of kid because then he said something about he was in trouble as a youngster. So maybe he was the type of kid that would get up in his mama's face. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
knows? The
May-
family was never all right at the first place.
Yeah, maybe he was the type of kid that would, the teenager that would yell and use his height and his weight, because his mom kind of looks kind of small and short.
Yeah.
And maybe he used to intimidate her, because you got some moms like that when they got boys. you know. The boys start growing up and they voices get deep and they start yelling and they start puffing up, and the mother be like, yeah, all right, whatever. That's what you're gonna do. Go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? They back down instead of, hey, you know what? I brought you in this world. I'll take you out. That's the type of mama I had. I have.
Exactly. Like so well.
Yeah.
Like I looked at him and I was like, no, I shook my head. This guy is the one you see and you run the other way. You
Yeah.
see him, you run.
Mm-hmm. That's how,
Run
who
with
wants
the
to
long
be?
you
Who
have,
wants to
with
be
the
in
biggest
Arionne's
energy you
shoes?
have.
Yeah, nobody wants to be in Arionne's shoes or the shoes that Mel used to wear. Nope.
I I don't I, I
I
don't
like
want to
new
be.
shoes. I like new shoes.
Exactly. I literally don't want to be in these shoes. If he's this misogynistic, if he's this delusional,
Mm-hmm.
if his ego is this big, I literally want to be far away from him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to be far away from him.
Yeah. But I wonder, has a woman ever said no
Hi,
to him?
melanated
Hi.
energy.
Great to see y'all here again.
Ah,
Go
good to
ahead.
see you.
I can't see your name. The lady in the middle with your camera on.
Oh, living for my girls. Four of them.
Living for my girls. Got you. Go
Yep.
ahead. You can finish. I apologize. I
Oh,
want
it's
you to
okay.
finish.
No, I was just saying, I wonder, has a woman ever really said no to Martell? You know what I'm saying? Has he ever been rejected on something that he felt that he wanted out there?
I think that's why he is the way he is because he probably was rejected.
Well, I mean, he had the best thing for him, which was male.
And that's why he's so devastated because he knew that that was like the lottery. Like, after being rejected with the losing of the hair, the messed up teeth,
Mm-hmm.
his mother rejected him, all that, neglect, no father, just like the brother said, they raised themselves.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I
but
think,
what black kid in America really haven't raised themselves because they mamas was working and they
yeah,
fathers
latchkey
was working?
kid, yeah,
You know what I'm
latchkey.
saying? You can't use that as an excuse. He just don't have no damn respect for women.
You know what? I just saw on one of the other channels they had found the one of the producers of Love and Marriage Huntsville
Mhm.
came on, I guess it was his Instagram, and he was begging for one of the castmates to have more support because they're like, they're falling victim to they, like, not in the exact words of what I'm saying, but like they are self-destructive to they self and they need more support, they need more help, but he wouldn't say who it was. And
Mhm.
I'm thinking it's Martell, and I think he got a substance abuse problem. Like I told y'all last time, like his face looked like it lost all the muscle fat. Like it's just baggy. He got a baggy face now.
Mhm.
Like you see how his cheekbones is, it looks scary. Like, crackhead scary.
Wow. Wow.
I think that I think it's either alcohol or some type of other drugs or something. Something is wrong with him. I know it ain't, and I think that's where a lot of his, you know, um, insanity comes from.
Mhm.
I don't know, but that's what one of the producers, like, they came on live like begging for like more supporters, and I was like, what? That sounds crazy, but Carlos always got a trick up his sleeve, or whatever. I don't trust him at all.
Right. I mean, I don't want to see nothing happen to Martell. I wish the brother go get him some help, get his life together, you know, turn this into a success story for yourself. You're on a platform, you know, just do the right shit. How hard is that? Get your shit together so you can show your son how it is to be a real man. And sometimes we fall down, but we stand back up.
Amen. And that's exactly. I agree with you 100% on, like, you don't want to see nothing happen to him,
Nah.
but and I'm thinking like they maybe that's where Carlos King tears came from. Like when you see somebody like just continuously, like, what I'm saying, falling apart, and you just want the best for them, and I could see that's like tears would have came to my eyes behind that too if I knew that that was his real issue. Like he's battling some type of, you know, demon that he has no control of, you know, and you just watch him fall
Yes.
apart, you know.
He is. It's called the lust demon. Okay, and it
You got
is a
me
such
laughing.
thing. It is a such thing as that. When
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you're not faithful and you have nothing but lust, he'll never be satisfied with any woman.
Mm,
Because he's gonna run through him like a goddamn train. You know, he has a problem
mm.
with lust. You know, he gonna mess around and catch something. You know,
Mm.
messing with all these girls.
And that's nothing they showed. They was showing like all the women that he had on the thing, like Belinda,
Mm.
Dusty Destiny, Sheree, he had Arionne, like we could actually like, you know, count them off, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that really is. That is. That's not success. You, I like to see him do better. You know,
Yes,
while he's on the platform, quit making black men look stupid. The real black men.
I think that's Carlos King.
Well, oh, I don't know what to say about bro. I thought he was gonna bring a better show this time, but I see it's just kind of the same thing over and over, just different people.
That's
Exactly.
I knew that. I knew that that's what he was going to do. That's why I didn't watch it. I'm straight boycotting. I'm just participating with these, you know, panels, you know, wherever I feel comfortable, and I
Right.
love to like, you know, hear the updates and everything, and you know, just the gossip part of it. But actually watching and giving him a view to keep his shows on, oh no, I
Mm-hmm.
think it sends the wrong message.
Right. I think I could do a better job than him, than Carlos. Trust me, I know a lot of people. So I know if I had all the networks, you know, I could put on a hell of a better show than that. You know, of some real positive stuff.
But
You know?
see, that goes against the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Not
Well,
to
yeah.
be
Well, yeah.
such a
You know,
conspiracy theorist.
well, yeah. You know, it's there to corrupt us and to
Right.
make us believe that this is how Black America acts.
Yeah, because you see, when other black people from other countries come here, they treat us terrible, thinking that that's what we are, is what they see on TV, and that's why I am not going to support it at all. Because
Mm,
it goes, you know, it goes with the agenda.
right, right. You know, yeah, sad.
Okay. Sorry. Let's talk about my favorite couple for today's episode. Sorry,
Maurice,
Kimmi and Maurice.
ooh,
This was a
mm,
very funny scenario.
mm, can't wait.
I felt like going on my screen and slapping Maurice. Like he needed a big slap, a very big one. For all the things he put Kimmy through, for all the rubbish he said, the way his mouth was moving without consideration. I was like, this guy deserves a dirty slap. No feelings. No accurate feelings. I don't know. I don't know whether he felt on any other way, but for me, I felt like he needed a big slap.
Yeah, I didn't really like all the stuff that he was saying. You know, I was like, why is he saying this shit? And, you know, how does he know what she's thinking in her brain and what problems she's having? You know, when she voices her opinion on what it should be or what it should look like, he never considers it. He goes, why don't you just do it? You know, and I kind of understand being, you know, a step parent, how you don't want to chastise somebody else's kid. You know what I'm saying? And so
I,
I get it, you know?
I'd say slap Kimmy too. Shit, I'm slap her too because I'm pissed that she allowed it to get that far. I'm pissed
Yeah.
that she sat there and let him fix his face to say that. It's obviously he's not intelligent at all. That man has zero intelligence when he speaks. And the fact that, she sits up there and entertains it is like you're triggering me. But then again, you're not helping yourself either. So why am I here, like, feeling so triggered? And it just made me more angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I, I just don't get it. I mean, it's his son, and she's sharing in the responsibility, but it's basically, um, you don't make him clean up and he stays in his room all day. Like, what kind of life is that little boy having? That you, as his father, you're not spending that quality time with them. You know what I'm saying? And he feels like picking them up and taking them to school or taking them here, or when we walk through the hallway we say, "Hey, good morning." Like, that's enough. No, it's not enough. Even with a teenager, it's not.
He treat that boy like an inanimate object, not even a pet. Because a pet, you gotta like go ahead and like pay some attention to, and like play with or whatever. Do whatever with. But like an inanimate object, you get it, you put it on the shelf and come back to it whenever you feel like being bothered with it. That's how his son is. He puts him in the room, stay in the room until you feel like being bothered with it. Tell Kimmi, go ahead and you be bothered with it. No, that's not right. That boy, you can see all in his face, all in his eyes. He is so
He's hurt.
depressed. He's
Yeah, he's
depressed.
depressed and he's hurt. Yeah, you could definitely see it.
Yeah, he looked so depressed. And
Mhm.
what pissed me off is even what's his name?
Maurice.
Um
Martell.
Marsau was even telling him that he needed to back up Kimmi whenever it concerns Monster. And besides, why would you name your child Monster? Sometimes the name of your children literally reflects what they behave, or how they behave. Why would you sit down and name your child a monster?
Well, stop using a nickname and start using his real name.
Telling you.
He's not a baby anymore.
Right, exactly. Like, but that's where Maurice's mind is stuck at. Whereas the mother probably was breastfeeding him and was nurturing him, nursing him and stuff like that when he was a baby. And Maurice's mind stopped right there. But you got to remember, Maurice spent a lot of time in prison in that boy's formative years. So he probably don't even know that little boy for real, for real.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know.
Me either.
Yeah, Martell he got 12 arrests, he got 12 arrests on his record for possession and attempt to distribute, something like that.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. Yeah, so he spent a lot of time in prison, so he probably don't really know that boy for real, for real. And
Wow.
the way he treat Kimmi with all that sex, even though she's sick the way she is, and I was like, that just gives me like inmate tea. Like he used to sleep with other inmates or something. Cause like, how the hell you jumping up and down on top of her body or shoving your shit down her throat? Excuse my language. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Knowing she's sick the way she is, going through chemo, getting prepared to get all types of mastectomies and all that other stuff just to survive, and all you can think about is how you need sex. That's why he told Carlos King on the Carlos King show that he needs sex. What? I was like,
Mhm.
how is it that you need sex? Like, you mean you want sex? You don't need no daggone sex. She need her rest so she can heal.
Well,
That man, I think he used to dealing with inmates. Like he's not used to, having real people, real family around him.
yeah, I think secretly all of those guys on Huntsville have stepped out of the marriage more than once. And I believe Maurice knows all of it, but he just ain't saying right now. You know what I'm saying? He knows everybody's secrets, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he really crushed it on Martell too, because he was like, "Oh, look at them shorts, your shorts." I'm like, "What?"
But I'm, I don't even know what episode was that.
That was when Martell came out. I think they was playing uh basketball, and Martell came with the tiny shorts.
Oh God. This man in his tight clothes. I swear we're gonna have to get a what do they call that?
A GoFundMe, get him some
A
clothes.
GoFundMe. Just just so somebody could take him shopping and show him what he's supposed to be wearing.
Yeah, because he keep wearing little
Little men
tank,
stuff.
he wearing tank outfits.
Little, yeah. Like, don't nobody do that besides women. Women wear tight clothes. Seriously, like, I don't get it. But we're gonna do a GoFundMe one day.
What did you guys feel about Monster's mom? I felt like I love the fact that she came in support of Kimmi, because it looked as if Maurice was trying to pitch the both of them heads against each other. But I love the fact that she came in support of Kimmi and was like, the son needs to do house chore. But when it came to the house chore pattern, I was looking, this guy is a literal teenager and he can't do house chores. I felt like the mom babied him a lot for him not to be able to even clean up his own room, take out the dirt
Trash.
out. I was like, this babying was too much for him.
Yeah.
And the way Maurice was like coming with all authority, like it felt like a gang up, because even if the boy wanted to be receptive of what they were saying, the way Maurice was trying to, shout, I was like, that was not needed at that space at that time. The energy he was bringing was not the energy they needed at that time. Because the child will be looking as if, oh, this is like a gang up against me.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand that. He felt like he was the ultimate right person there, and Kimmi and his wife, sorry, his ex-wife, was wrong. And I was like, how were they wrong? They are literally trying to tell you that this guy needs love. He needs attention.
Right.
In short, he needs therapy. Then he wasn't understanding it. And the fact that he also tried to blame it on the fact that Kimmi and his ex-wife are not in a good place, that is why Monster is acting out. I was like, this guy must be sick in the head. And the only time you spend with your child that you claim that is only when you're dropping him off at school and bring him back home. How is that time? How is that spending time with your child?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
excuses he gave was like pinching, was annoying.
Yeah, it was
His
too many
excuses
excuses.
was offensive and insulting.
Too many excuses.
So many nonsense was coming out from his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And the effrontery he had to say those things. I was like, what the hell is Kimmy doing with this guy?
I
You heard
don't
me when I said when you slap him, slap her too, right?
know.
What is she doing with this guy? Because I would have bounced out the door, because I remember seasons ago when he wanted to bring in the child, because he was trying to avoid, allegedly he was trying to avoid paying child support to his ex-wife, and he shipped the child from his mom to there. She was telling him, I don't want this. And he
Mm-hmm.
literally shoved it down her throat. And it was like, and she was like, if you bring this child, you literally have to take care of him. But he said he would take up the responsibility. But you brought out the child. The child was not in your house. You're not expecting her to take care of your child. She has already taken care of Jalen. It's not her chore or her job to take care of Monster.
Right.
It is
Right.
your ex-wife and your issues. And
Yeah.
if you cannot deal with it, why are you putting all the blame on me? She
Yeah.
had literally told you that she didn't want your child living with her, but you were stubborn trying to avoid child support, and you shipped in there. Why don't you take up the responsibility that comes with bringing your child there? Since you were trying to avoid child support, since you thought you were wise,
Yeah. I mean,
aren't you supposed to take up every responsibility that comes with it?
yeah. I mean, you're trying to raise a young man. You're trying to raise a young man. You have to be there to show him the way. You know, or else the streets will take him. You know. So
Yeah.
you have to be able to show him the way. And you do that by spending time with him, talking to him, away from the house, not in the house. You know, it could be, hey, let's go to the park and throw the ball. You know, let's go play some football. You know, let's go take a long drive. None of that costs money. It's just he doesn't have time for it, I guess. And it makes me wonder, like, what the hell do these people do every day, all day? Where
He's
they're
going
not
around looking for women.
kids.
Kimmi is a smart lady. She knew exactly what she was getting herself into. She knew he was a bum without a job. She knew he was a ex-offender. She knew he was full of crap because he was pulling the stunts with her. So, she knew exactly what she was getting herself into. So I'm like, you know what? Look at that. You up there dealing with this lady's husband, thinking that you being slick. You think that you got yourself a winner and you just pick like the biggest loser.
That's what I said. When you play with shit, don't think you're about to find a diamond in it.
Yeah.
Like you
I
can't
felt like
mold a diamond out of
I
shit.
the whole dynamic is messed up, but
Yeah.
I just feel like Maurice shouldn't have said what he said to her. But did you hear the part where she suggested that they needed to go to therapy, just the three of them?
Yeah.
That's Monster, him, and his ex-wife. And he was like, "Oh, with you?" She was like, "No, the three of you." And he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, so without you, that's as a family." I'm like,
Yeah, he got
"Oh,
upset.
where did you have to? Why did you didn't have to go that low?"
Yeah, I
I
think,
felt like he did that to purposely hurt her feelings.
yeah,
I
I think,
think
I
that
felt like
she protects him so much that he wants her to come just so she could defend him and so he don't have to be held accountable.
mm, well, I think she was right that the three of them do need to go. You know what I'm saying? Because the problem isn't lying with the step parents. It's the dynamic of the parents and the child.
The
yeah,
biological parents first, right?
exactly. It's the biological parents that has the issues. He literally was. I could literally see how he behaves. And one way I saw that the boy doesn't do house chores. Look at Maurice. He doesn't do house chores himself. With
Yeah.
Kimmy's poor health, she literally does the whole house chores. Then I believe that if she always does the house chores, even with her poor health, he would literally treated the ex-wife the same way. You are the one to do all the house chores. I would just sit down and enjoy myself. So what did you expect your child to learn? You taught him the wrong lessons. And now
Yeah.
he has learned the wrong lessons. You are now like shouting. You have no right, absolutely no right to shout. He
Right.
watched you, and I'm sure in that house, he has
Mm-hmm.
watched his father treat Kimmy in a certain way where she was very down sick and she was still cooking and everything for him. And you watch your son watches you do those things. How do you think magically he's going to realize that, oh, I am supposed to act a certain way when someone is sick, or I'm supposed to act a certain way when I'm doing house chores, when you are not even as the elderly person where he's supposed to learn from is not doing the same thing?
Exactly.
What? So how are you expecting him to learn any different?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You-
I
You
agree.
know what I found to be alarming was
What?
when Kiowa came into the house
Mhm.
and the son had greeted his mother at the door and went back to sit down. Whole time Maurice is sitting on the couch, didn't even get up. Kimmi gets up and gives Kiowa, embraces her with a hug.
Mm.
And she asks her, basically, the basics, how was the trip, whatever, how you doing, and stutter and everything. Kiowa gives Kimmi her coat to go hang it up, and everybody's sitting down, and Kimmi is the only one on her feet, yet she's the sickest one in the room. I was like, she's the slave.
Yeah. Cinderella. You know.
Congratulations, that's your prize.
Yeah. I think his first wife, she's already been through all that male chauvinist bullshit with Maurice.
Exactly.
So No, just what he say. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there and done that. You know, and you're not the new sheriff in town, not in my life, Maurice, you know? So I noticed she just kind of sat there and I kind of seen like a little, kind of little smirk on her face when he was talking and shit. You know, she was probably like, here you go, the same old bullshit. Yeah, I just thought that was a little humorous, you know. But
But
yeah,
did you
he
notice?
go ahead.
Did you notice when they met up separately, Monster and his mom, and he was like, "Would you like if I come more often?" And did you notice that he had? That was the first time I saw him smile.
Mhm.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I said, look at
Mhm.
that. The bulb came on. That's when like the feeders started opening, and you could see he was just like he was hungry for her to say, tell him more. Like, yeah, do you want to come home? That's what like he wanted to hear next, right?
Yeah, she should take her
He
baby back because Maurice don't know what he doing. You know?
the
That's low.
smile was
That's child abuse. How that boy living there? That's child abuse. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's child neglect.
the,
Yeah,
the
correct.
smile
Child
was
He's
neglect.
the
neglecting his
smile was like
responsibility.
he was so happy,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like,
He needs
"What the
one
hell
mom.
could have been?" Yeah. Even Kimmy said it. He needs his mom. Who doesn't need their mom?
Yeah,
He
exactly.
needs his mom. Kimmy said it that she has noticed that he needs loving. And she cannot give him that love he needs. It's his biological mom that will give him that. It's not like she's out of the picture or she's dead.
Right, right.
She's literally in the picture.
He's not getting what he needs from his dad. You know, he feels defeated. He feels like he's unloved. So he does what he has to do. You know, it's at least the school part. That's the bare minimum. And then he makes himself scarce. You know, he probably stays in the room till they call him out for dinner. You know, because he's not getting the attention he needs from his dad. You know, Maurice don't have time. You know, so yeah, he needs his mother. You know, because it's not fair. You know, just because you don't want to pay child support.
Exactly. That was selfish on Maurice's part. He never really I don't think he does care for Monster. I just think the selfish person that he is just I'm trying to avoid anything that will make me spend more than I can or more than I want to, and that stands. He's being selfish.
Yeah,
Literally selfish.
yeah. It's not good because
And
it's
his
so
selfish his selfishness is biting him in the ass and he's getting offended. You shouldn't. You're getting what you paid for.
hmm
You're getting the value of what you paid for. So don't come up here acting all tough and all macho and all, you know, I'm his father, I know. The way he was even shouting on the son, I was like, this man has issues. How would you have that attitude like that and you don't expect your son to act a certain way?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
don't have.
I didn't get the boot camp thing. Oh, I got him in boot camp. I got him in boot camp for what? Like,
And the way he's so proud of that rubbish.
yeah, you know, no, I did have a boot camp for my girls, but my boot camp was different. You know, my girls, they're beautiful girls, but when they were young girls, they I had to take a few things away, like all electronical stuff, press and cone, flat iron, you know, but with all that we went through with me raising these girls, I I taught them to embrace and love their natural hair. You know what I'm saying? because
Right.
Yeah.
they was thinking they was too cute around here. They had these little boys' noses open, and if I could say these boys was knocking on my door, ooh. And to this day, they still ask, "Hey, is your mama still crazy?" And they go, "Yes, she is." Cause I don't play, girl. I don't play. I wasn't playing with them girls, because I knew how important it was to raise them girls right, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Cause
I couldn't
yeah.
be there. I couldn't be there every hour, but when I
Mhm.
was there, my presence was known, and I
Yeah.
spent that quality time. Even if it took away from my sleep, you know, I gave them everything, and I went without, because I didn't have the support of the father.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And it's cool now because I'm good, they good, and all is well. You
Yeah.
know?
When you raising teenagers that is very attractive, it is a whole new ball game. And my mother was really freely with me and my sisters, so I didn't really understand what was what I was doing was so detrimental because it was so many of us. I had a bunch of brothers and sisters, so the house was always full.
Me
But
too.
when I had my daughters, I only had three of them, and my I still have a little one, but my older two, baby, when that I was like, what just happened? It was like an explosion.
Oh yeah.
I'm chasing boys up, down, like get away from my door.
Yeah, see, I was more violent. I was holding guns on them and calling their parents on my cell phone saying, "Hey, I got your son and I got a gun on him. You want to come get him?"
Man, I had the fire department and everything all up in there. I ain't gonna put myself in no jam, but yeah,
Look,
I understand.
girl, look, I'm this crazy. I'm gonna do time over mine
Yo, you too?
and over me and over
Mm-hmm.
mine. There's three things you don't mess with: my money, my children, or me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because
And
you
then
gonna
yeah,
find
then you got
out
the girls
the
that's
real.
jealous too. You got the other little girls that's jealous too, cause
Girl,
I'm out there with yeah. I know.
my kids had grown women
Mhm.
jealous of them, calling me
Mhm.
from the mall talking about this lady is following me, talking about that ain't my real hair. And I'm like, well, shut up, bitch,
Mhm.
you ain't got no tracks. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Show them that that's your hair. Why are they even interested in you like that? You're a teenager.
Yeah, I
You
know.
said they're in their 20s and their 30s and they're messing with you. You know,
Mhm.
and it still goes on to this day. My girls still have problems with women. You know,
Mhm.
I just told them, hey, you know what? I used to always tell my kids when they would cry. I know most women probably would think that this is harsh, but I would tell my girls to go out in the sun and harden up
Mhm.
because life is hard. You're gonna have people out there who are not gonna like you because of what you look like, not what you bring to the table, what you don't bring to the table. It's all about your looks. You know what I'm saying? Keep being you, ignore them, and there's nothing that you can do. But hey, learn how to fight. You see what I'm saying? I done
That
taught
was
my
what.
bunch
Yeah,
of people to fight.
yeah. My
Learn
second
how
one
to
was
fight.
that way. Yeah, she
You
she
know,
ain't care. She was throwing down
use
with
the
whoever,
words.
wherever, and I'm like, no, girl, I don't want you to get hurt now.
Yeah, see,
She
yeah.
look, ain't no, she don't weigh no more than 98 pounds. Come on
Look, I done took karate, kickboxing. I took karate when I was younger,
now. Mhm.
all through life, and I took kickboxing, and I was raised with five brothers. I have five sisters. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
when my parents went leaving, going to their jobs and stuff, you know what we did? We set up a boxing match in the crib, and we couldn't stop till we drew blood. So yeah, maybe I am a little bit crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm a fighter. I'm a scrapper. I'ma always be like that. But I instilled that in my girls.
Right. I
You know,
understand.
don't
Mhm.
let the pretty fool you.
I know that's right.
You know. And so you got to spend time with your kids. You got to develop them.
Yeah.
Let's get back on Monster. You got to develop your kids and give them something to take out in this world. Because if not, this world will chew them up as soon as they get out the door.
Open season.
Yeah. So I feel for him that he should send him back home to his mother and pay the damn child support. How old is the little boy? 16. He only got until 3 more years, and if he goes to college, he got to support him through college to the age of 24.
Let Kimmi pay for it. She'll pay for it.
Well, hey, somebody needs to pay for it. Give him back to his mom.
Exactly.
So she can make a man out of him.
I feel like as the mom says she's gonna be showing her face more, probably now they have to go to that therapy if Maurice agrees and is receptive about it. I feel like they need to go for it because that guy needs, if not for anything, for the guy in question, Monster himself, he needs therapy.
He does.
He needs help.
Yeah.
He
I wish it'd
literally
be
needs
done.
help.
I wish he'd live with his mother and get the help like that while he's with his mother and not with his father. Because I feel like being with Maurice is like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be better if he was with his mother.
He's
more
too
helpful.
hard on him. You know what I'm saying? If you're not teaching him, why the fuck are you yelling at him? You know what I'm saying? You gotta teach him how to be a man.
Neither is this setting good examples for him.
Yeah. So
he's neither teaching him well nor setting good examples, because you can have a lady that has cancer and going through treatment, still cooking for you, doing house chores, clean the house, and you expect your son to do house chores. It's not possible.
I thought he was rolling. Like, where's the maid? Where's the cook? I thought they had maid.
Oh, do they ever have money? Or the lies they tell?
Well, he has his own business.
Yeah.
I figured they were doing well. I figured they were middle class Black Americans.
I think that Kimmi is his meal ticket because he has zero income. Kimmi is his meal ticket.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I feel like Kimmi is the money maker in the house, and he is just latching onto her.
Wow.
And just spending it and deceiving himself that he's a lawyer. I'm a lawyer.
Because that was Kimmy's house. That's Kimmy's house, and Kimmi put his name on the deed. Like, she added his name to the deed. Crazy.
Wow.
Like, why would you do that?
Why?
Wow.
I don't know. So people be acting funny. Why would I have a house of my own? Then I bring in the man. What make me bring in a man to my own house?
Like, let's buy a house together and you have your name on the deed. You're not going to put your name on my deed.
Exactly.
You come to the relationship with absolutely nothing.
I don't know what kind of love that is, because that's not love for me.
I don't know. It's Kimmi giving me all kinds of vibes. I'm looking at her with the side eye, like, you give me some type of something is wrong, something is sketchy over there vibes. Like, how are you a whole, professional registered nurse, and you dealing with a freaking, a drug dealer, selling drugs? Like, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. You know what? One thing I never did was mess with a nigga that went to jail. You know why? Because he can't get a good job.
He went to jail 12 times.
Okay, well, you can't get a good job.
And she was with him the whole time.
Yeah, see, and I'm not a gold digger. I can take care of myself. I just need you to take care of your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you mean to tell me you couldn't find nobody over all the years?
I don't know. I want to go to Huntsville one time just so I could just look and see what's going on.
No, they met in Detroit.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they met in Detroit. Yeah, they met in Detroit. She was an RN in Detroit.
See,
he was 25. And he married Kiowa when he was 23.
Mm.
And she met him when he was 25 and been dealing with him ever since then. All these damn years, you couldn't find nobody else?
Wow. Well, there's an age gap in between their ages, I could tell, you know.
Yes, I think she was like 5 or 7 years older than him.
Ain't nothing I could do with that.
What was the attraction to Maurice? That's the question.
That's what I'm saying. He was a whole drug dealer in
Wow.
Detroit, and she was an RN all them years.
Wow.
He went to jail 12 times while he was with her
Oh, no.
throughout his marriage.
Mm-mm.
Congratulations.
No, no,
This is
no.
your prize.
They were on the wrong show. They should have been on Love and Lockup, huh?
Right. That was the joke. That was the joke.
Oh, shit.
Oh my God, oh wow.
Well,
Wow. Oh, that was good.
yeah.
Exactly. That was the show they should have been on. Like she
Hmm.
literally has issues.
Yeah.
She does have issues. But
Yeah.
did you see Martell being a good guy for his brother, trying to talk his brother in a good light? I was like, look at a pot calling Petal Black. He
Right.
was trying to like mentor his brother that has been in jail. Hasn't he also been in jail?
I
Or
don't know.
because he deceives himself with these lies and deceive himself that he has a good life, he
Mm.
decided that, oh, I want to talk to my brother. Like the things he was saying. Did you watch this thing?
Yeah. I watched it. Yeah.
I was like, uh, Martel is not an
A
he's
stand up
not
guy.
exactly. He's not a guy that would ask him for advice. He has
Well,
nothing to give.
it's like he don't have his shit together. You know what I'm saying? He don't. He's angry. He's upset. He's a hoe. You know, and
Yeah,
he's unbalanced. Like, so I don't understand what he can teach his younger brother. His younger brother say, "Hey, I'm doing good at FedEx, bro. Stay at FedEx." You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you,
Work your
he's
way up
married.
there. Yeah, work your way up at FedEx and leave Martell alone because he got
Yeah,
issues
he will
right.
lead you in the wrong way.
Yeah, he got issues right now.
At least you came out of prison. You know you were wrong. You're trying to rebuild your life. You have a wife. You have a
Mm,
job. Stick to it.
right.
Why are you asking Mattel for advice?
Yeah.
Mattel. What does Mattel, what business does Mattel have that he wants to give advice on and say, oh, I did this, I accomplished this in my life?
I'm not sure. I mean,
This scene, I was just like, oh, producers, just this is nonsense because I literally wouldn't be taking advice from
yeah, it just
this
seemed like
guy.
he was pulling him into a web of bullshit.
I just felt like just wanted to add more scenes for him in the episode since we didn't get to see Melody in this episode. So I felt like they're trying to just add up a lot of scenes for him. That's
Hmm.
what I felt.
Right.
But did you see the preview for next week's episode? I literally am like waiting for next week's episode because we will get to hear the story about the court case, like about the custody case. I'm waiting for next week to get here. I can't wait
Yeah,
for next week.
I want to hear more about that. It'd be nice to hear more about what is really going on because I noticed that Martell is letting certain shit slip through his lips,
Yeah,
without really doing it. It's like I'm picking up on a lot of stuff. So I want them to keep showing him so he can keep talking about it because sooner or later he's gonna let us know exactly everything that happened. You know.
exactly. I literally want to know what exactly went on. And the way Melody said the judge sided with Martell, I want to know what made the judge think that Martell was the right side to 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 side with. And the way Martell was shouting on his mom, I want to know. I feel like it's because she didn't say or talk bad about Melody in court. I feel that would be it.
Right, right. I
The way he
think,
was like, I expected more from you, but you didn't. I think it's because she didn't say what he expected her to say in court.
yeah, he wanted her to bash Mel, you know, and why would you do that? I mean, Mel is not a bad mom,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I mean, she's doing the best she can to raise your kids, Martell, which you just fucked over the whole family and
Mm-hmm.
thought about your dick instead of thinking about your family. You know,
Yeah,
but you want to beat her down because of your fuck up.
yeah.
You know, it's not
I,
cool.
I literally think it's because of the court case. And I'm like, why would she say bad things about Melody when Melody hasn't really done her bad?
Exactly. Melody
She hasn't,
cared about her. You know, she cared about
yeah.
her mother-in-law.
She didn't do bad to him. Well,
No,
I feel it's because I think maybe he might blame her. It was part of the reason why he didn't get the full custody that he wanted. Because it looks as if he believed that the mother was gonna talk down a lot on Melody, but it didn't end up happening, and the courts did not award him the full custody he wanted.
yeah,
And
he wanted his mother to be his mouthpiece.
yeah,
You know, like the attorney or something. You know what I'm saying? She's just your mother, bruh. You know? And that's not her business. It's not her place, not unless the kids are being neglected or abused, which they weren't. You know, so
and the way
what does she have to contribute to your court case?
He basically wanted his mother to perjure herself.
Yeah, that part.
And how selfish would that be? Like, both her sons are super losers, and Melody it just was like, the only like saving grace that she had. And because Martell screwed up because he wanted himself scratched, she's
Mhm.
supposed to go ahead and, do away with her last saving grace that she might have an option of, like that's
Right.
crazy to me. Like for him to be that, selfish to do that to his mother. Like her house is in foreclosure. You know what I'm saying? Like
What?
what's she gonna do? Move in with him and Arionne?
Wow. Jeez. Excuse me. My God. That's tough. That's tough.
exactly.
That's real selfish.
But you know what? Damn. I don't know what's wrong with some of these people in this world today. You know, because there's so many things that could help you save your house. You know what I'm saying? Like not a refinance, but oh God. I'm trying to think of it. Just slipped my mind that quick. Um, I'll think about it, but let's go on.
Well, I just feel like him shouting on his mom like that was like it's not important. It's not necessary. And the mom was literally shocked. Did you see the shock in her face when he was just like coming at her like you didn't do what I wanted. You didn't go in deep. You didn't say what was needed to be said. I was like,
She looked a little like she's seen that type of rage from him before. She looked like it was familiar. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like like I said, maybe he was that type of teenager who, once them boys get tall, they be trying to be all up in your face and, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. He seemed like he was one of those type of young men, and she kind of looked like, oh shit, here we go with that shit again. That energy, you know? So she looked a little like like she didn't want to really get on his bad side.
Yeah, that's why she did a lot of the stuff that she did so far. But I guess where it really counted was in that court, in that testimony, and that's where she was not going to defend him or really like lie for him, because that would like be the nail in the coffin, like, all right, I lie for you on TV, it's TV. But for me to perjure myself in court against another single mother when I was a single mother, and I know how hard it was because your father wasn't crap and now you ain't crap, and you want me to do the same thing to another single mother? No, no, sir.
Yeah,
No, sir.
exactly. And then your grandkids, like,
Oh, yeah, and those are the grandkids. Come on, you bugging out.
yeah, he's doing too much. You know, he
And
needs
she
to go.
told Martell she loved Melody. She told him that.
Yeah, yeah, he need to go sit his ass down somewhere. You know,
Right. You got me over here laughing. Sit his ass down somewhere.
he do. You know, he need to go sit his ass down and contemplate and think. You know,
You remember
of
the first time he told her that him and Melody is getting a divorce, and it's like she could have burst out crying?
yeah, she did cry because she wanted Martell to make something out of his.
Yeah. Right. That was her last hope. Like you could see like the hope. Like she was so happy on that boat ride.
Yeah, it's like you done fucked this up. You know, I probably would have cried
Oh my
too.
god.
Kid gonna be trying to move back home. I probably would have cried too. Like, oh shit, you done fucked this up. Oh, when are you trying to move back in? Like, you know, like he fucked up. You know, and what you got now? Nothing. You know, absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
You know, and now his
So
mind is fucked up.
yeah, Phyllis Crawford said she knows but afraid to expose. I feel like yeah, she knows that her son is a mm, he's I don't want to say something insulting. I'm trying to mind my words because of
I'll
you
be
two.
fine. I
She
fight.
knows her son is nothing, and she's just trying to hide it, like trying to still look for a way to protect him. I understand because as a mother, you will still try and protect your child,
Right.
Right.
but
Yeah, but I
We
mean,
call them the band mans.
yeah, but it, you know, it seemed like Martell came from what everybody's saying and what you guys are saying. It sounds like he came out of the trenches and he made something out of himself, especially when he got with Mel and he started the business because he said he was doing yards at first or some shit like that. You know, and then I guess she went and got her license, and you know, he had the strength, she had the brain, you know, and that's how they kind of built themselves up, you know. But you fucked it up, Martell, you know, and you can't even get your own damn license, you know, because you're too busy lusting, you know. That's so stupid.
You want to hear how bad it was where he came from? His brother that he brought on the show was just paroled or just finished doing his parole.
Mhm.
And May 23rd, he was on the news as one of Huntsville's most wanted.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Type Montez, type it in Miss Unfiltered. Montez Holt, Huntsville, Alabama, and you'll
Wow.
see the news report.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's like him and
wow.
five other guys. Like they was like a whole one kid. It was a 9-year-old boy that got shot. The
Oh,
bullet hit his spine, and he just died
oh,
like May 9th. May 23rd was when the news report came out that he was one of Huntsville most wanted. And he had a gun. They said that that's what he's wanted for. Another guy for like selling drugs. And there's like a whole slew of things, but his name is amongst the I think like 5 guys that's wanted.
wow. That's so sad. That is. It's like I don't get these black brothers these days. You know what I'm saying?
They
Especially
say
when
they got him. They say he's locked up now. They said that they found him, that he's locked up now.
mm, yeah, that's
Well, he's locked up. Wow.
oh, that's heartbreaking.
That family is really
Mm-hmm.
something.
Yeah.
They are
Mm-hmm. And
something.
that's where he comes from. That's where he comes from. And his father, then you heard Miss Marlene was in them streets, you know what I'm saying, substance abuse or whatever, So and now she, just her last little kick to last little habit she got to kick is alcoholism.
Mm, okay. Well, I mean,
And
I hate
I
to say
think
it.
that,
You could kind of see the signs. I kind of figured that in a couple of scenes, when I think when Martell, you talking about Martell's mom, right?
Yeah, Miss Marlene, that's
Uh,
Martell's mom.
okay, yeah. When he was uh displaying his wine and he brought some wine over to his mother's house and she was drinking it, you could tell she liked drinking, you know. You could just kind of tell. And that's sad.
Every scene, like when she was on the what was it, the trip that they went with Melody, she was drinking. I think in every scene she had a cup of something.
Oh wow. Nah. I mean, I like to drink every now and then too myself. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get drunk. At least I don't think that I'll be drunk. But no, I don't get drunk. You know, I do it to unwind. And that's every now and then. I know what my limit is, you know. So I drink every now and then, but it's never been a constant thing with me. It's never been a weekly thing. You know, I'm I'm what they call a social drinker.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just like, people don't want their loved ones to go through so much troubles or whatever, but it seems like Martell, like his plate is full. Like it's if it ain't one thing, it's another. And it seems like, a lot of his problems he created himself.
Exactly. I agree. I agree. You know, just sad to see that this is the way of the world and this is how people are doing with their lives. I think they can all do better.
yeah, I think they can all do better.
Hmm.
Well, guys, we've actually talked for a very long while. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Melanated Energy, for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you
Thank
for having
you,
me up.
Living for Your Girls, for
Bye.
joining us. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
All
I'm
righty.
literally dreading that.
Bye.
I don't, that show is kind of boring, but
I never watched it, but I look forward to seeing you.
all right, see you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one, Queens.
And you too.